Hello, everyone. This is Always Faithful Nicole, and this is a new episode of my Leap of Faith podcast. First, I want to tell you thank you for joining me, and I just want to remind you of how amazing and strong and beautiful and unique you are, and so much more. It's been a while since I recorded an episode, and today I was talking to a friend, and he reminded me, he said, you haven't recorded anything lately. And I thought about it and I asked myself, why? And when I was talking to him, the why was because my mom hasn't been well, and it's been a journey with her, meaning being there for her and walking down a road that some of us end up on kind of fast, right? Um, Before we know it. And going on this journey to care for my mom and be with my mom, I was talking to my friend and I realized that a lot of people I've come in contact with over this last about a month now, because it started around March 13th or so. Um, a lot of people are taking care of their parents or helping their parents heal. Different nurses and doctors and friends of mine, and that I have talked to and met different doctors and stuff and nurses and just different people have mentioned their journey with their parent. And I love my mom, as I'm sure a lot of other people do too, right? And I reflect on how she's always been there for me and how she's done her best for me and how I wouldn't be sitting here without her, right? Um, One of my podcasts that has done the best, I guess, so to speak, with people listening to it is the episode with Grandma's wisdom or Grandma's voice, where my mom just, said a couple words, and people seem to really love that episode. I was thinking about her today when I went to see her, and just being there talking to her and making sure she's okay and being part of her healing process. It made me think of other people who may be going on that same road with their mom or their dad, their loved one, right? Um, Especially our parents, so to speak. Before you know it, life goes really fast. I was talking to a friend today, and she and I are 50. We went to high school together. Even before high school, we were best friends, right? One of my best friends. And her mom is having a hip replacement. And we were just talking about things, and we were like, I feel young at heart, so to speak, but I guess we're 50, right? Meaning, I'm not saying 50's old or anything. It's just you realize you ain't 20. Well, not even 30. Well, wait, not even 40 anymore, right? And as we age, our parents age too, and sometimes with age comes growth opportunities, obstacles, things that um, you get to help your parent with. And in this case, it's my mom. Um, I've said this before, she's everything to me. And I'm so grateful that, the upbringing that she gave me and, just trying to protect me from things in life. And, she taught me to type. When I was a kid, she was like, you got to learn to type. This was the 70s, right? She was like, you got to learn to type. And, that's going to carry you. And it did. Heck, it still does. Um, telling my stepfather at the time, we got to get her in computers so she can learn about computers. And this is when I was a kid in Catholic school. Um, when I went from Catholic school to public school, and she was like, Nikki, you got this. Just you got it. You can go on over there and do that. Be with the neighborhood kids, because things change in life. And sometimes you can't or aren't meant to do what you were doing before. So when I went from Catholic school, years of Catholic school, over to middle school for public school, my mom always looked at me and said, you got this, right? It's going to be okay. And she was right. I had so much fun, and I grew and everything. And then, going to high school and being in one of the better high schools and then going to a different high school, because I was skipping school and stuff like that. But my mom has always been there for me. And as I look at her at 70 something years old and I get to be there for her, is it difficult? Yeah, because that's my mom. And like I'm sure it is for a lot of you, caring for your mom, your parent, maybe you were caring for them and they're no longer with you. And that's a whole nother story. And I think about that, because I have friends who have experienced that as well. Our moms are such a gift. It's a blessing to really be able to say that, because one thing I could say is if my mom didn't give me life, I wouldn't be sitting here. If she didn't do her best to guide me through that life, I wouldn't be sitting here, right? Um, Through my 20s, as I had my first son, and then in my 30s, had my second son, my mom has always been there with me, standing with me, making sure that I'm being strong and, talking to me and reminding me that I got this, when my stepfather got sick and he was fighting diabetes, I watched my mom, take him from the highest dose of insulin down to the pill, the little pill for his diabetes, just from changing his diet, along with whatever they were giving him, right? But she changed the way he ate, you know, just just baking things and, making sure he didn't get the sugars he shouldn't have and things like that. And she taught me how to do that. And then I remember being with her in the hospital for him, and he wanted something special for the holiday, and I cooked all this holiday food for him, and the doctors were so amazed, like, how did he eat that and his sugar isn't elevated? I was like, that little woman right there, my mama, as I call her, Brenda Boo, I say, she taught me, you know what I mean? She's taught me how to be strong. When she woke up from her surgery she had recently, she shared some things with me that, she kind of didn't want to tell me, from her young years and her being a kid that she's kind of held in, and she let it go, and I was there for her after her surgery recently to hold her hand, and I'm going to be there for her through all of this. I know that God is healing her, and if you're listening to this and you're walking with your mom or your dad, um, believe that God can work miracles. Pray for the people caring for them, like if they're in the hospital or if they're in a skilled nursing facility or something like that, and maybe you can't be there like that, pray for those people that are caring for them, because I tell you what, that's something else I've done. The different people that I have come in contact with that are caring for my mom on this journey of her being healed, I totally appreciate them. I appreciate the things that they do for her. I appreciate their kindness and their care and interacting with me and like her therapist and things like that for PT and OT. I'm grateful, right? What it's also taught me is how fast time goes, right? I remember being 20, barely 25, 26, and then having my first son and my mom and and, I remember being a kid on the block and my mama barbecuing and, excuse me, a little bit in the backyard, or taking me out shopping, or like when my youngest son was born, taking him out with her on the weekend while I was working or trying to find my way. And then when my second son came, being there for me with him and helping me through the hard times and the good times, So I guess today, I want to say, I'm praying for you. I'm uplifting you. I'm thinking of you on your journey, whether you're caring for someone. If you're on your own personal health journey, I'm praying for you as well. Um, God is with us, and He puts the right people and circumstances and things in our path to guide us, right? And like I said, when I was talking to my friend today, and I really shouldn't call him my friend, he's like family. And he said, you haven't recorded anything. And I said, I just didn't know what to say. And he said, you know what? Just say what you need to say. And when he said that, I thought of other people who are caring for their loved ones. And I feel you. I feel you when, like, you leave a room and you hold their hand and, they're hurting. Or like when I had to leave my mom the first night, um, at the skilled place for her to get care, or when she went into surgery, and I was like, wow, this is amazing, thinking about her coming out of surgery, and when I visited her at the hospital, and the different nurses on her floor would say, your mama is so sweet. And I'm like, yeah, that's my mama, or the skilled nursing people, they're like, she don't really want to eat, but we're going to talk to her. And um, now she's eating, eating her food and stuff like that. So I'm grateful for those people that I've come in contact with who have um, helped me along the way and reminded me that I'm not alone, which is what I'm here to do and remind you of, right? Um, and helping me along the way to help her, and giving her the love, some of the love that she's put into this world. Um, I just want to pray and say, God, thank you for keeping her and keeping your mom. If you're listening to this and you're thinking about your mom or your dad or your loved ones or your friends or whatever, I'm praying for them. I'm praying for their healing, right? I'm praying that God takes care of them, and anyone who's taking care of them, I'm uplifting them as well. I just want to read um, Psalm 91 because that's one of the Psalms my mama has read with me a lot. And it was my grandma Vera, one of hers that she read with me too. And I just want to read it with you. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in the darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and the adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under foot. Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble, and I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and shew him my salvation. So, as I said, obstacles will come. People that we love will face health challenges, and we'll get through it, right? We'll hold their hand. We'll give them a cup of water. We will help them eat their food, like I did with my mom. We'll make sure they're eating their food so they can get strong. And remember, everything that is happening is not a surprise to God. God has a plan for it all. And most importantly, He knows what we need. And He won't leave us alone by ourselves, right? Um, just remember that. He'll send people along the way to talk to you, to uplift you. And you may cry like I have. You may shed tears, and that's okay because we're human. But keep moving, pick yourself up, and know that that person needs you, right? And in my case, my mother needs me as much as I've needed her all my life. So I'm going to be there for her, and I'm going to continue praying for you. And as I've said before, um, it's been almost a year of my podcast, and like I always try to say on each one, I'm grateful for you. I'm humbled that you're listening. I appreciate that you press the button because you could be doing anything else with your time, but you choose to listen and give God your time. And I pray that you may share this with someone, and maybe my words that I give you in this episode, maybe you can relate. Maybe you can think about, dang, I'm taking care of my mom. Dang, I'm taking care of my dad or my sister or whoever, right? My brother, a family member, a friend, whoever. And maybe you've been walking down that hospital hallway or that skilled nursing place or in the emergency room, like I was, and you're kind of crying and you like, dang, does anybody even know? I do. That's why I've been so quiet. I do. And God knows, most importantly. So thank you for listening. God bless you. God has blessed you. And again, I'm praying for your loved one or anybody you may be thinking of right now for healing. I am always faithful, Nicole, and this has been a new episode of my Leap of Faith podcast. And I guess I would just say it's about my mama and healing and the journey that we have together as people. Let's help each other and not hurt each other. God bless you. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.